Ladies and gentlemen, glad to have you today. It's a pleasure to have you this evening. Yes, we are live. My name is Jonan Kandwanaho. I'm the Managing Director at Jonaki Holdings Limited. I'm glad to have you. So usually I have this business talk, every Friday from 5:30 to 6. Every Friday from 5:30 to 6. So we get topics sometimes from me, sometimes suggestions from friends. And I come here to share with you on such topics. So you're welcome on board, and thanks for tuning in live. It's always a pleasure to have you. I'm always glad to share with you and have an impact on your life. Just like I've already shared, if I share with you a few things that I know in business and you do not apply them, then they might not work on your side. It's good that even if you learn one concept, even if you learn one thing, that you apply it. And that's when it's going to benefit you. So today's topic is seizing business opportunities. Seizing business opportunities. How many opportunities have come your way? How many opportunities have gone through your hands? Just because you're not alert enough, just because you're not intentional, they just pass by. They just pass by. So I come here to share with you a few things that will switch you on, a few things that will get you alert to enable you seize the opportunities that come your way. I say business opportunities, but sometimes it could even be personal opportunities. It could be a job at a personal level. You want to get a job. How many jobs have passed you by while you're still searching for a job? So some things that you have to put in order. There are some things you have to organize so that if an opportunity comes, you're alert enough, you're ready enough to seize it or to take it on. So one of the key things is to be alert. To be alert. 1 Corinthians 16:13, it says, be watchful, be alert, in faith. Be watchful, be alert, in faith. Now, I'll share with you a story. Some time back, I think about 4 years ago, I had not started formally my company, Jonaki Holdings Limited. By then it was Jonak Investments. So while I was up country, I received a call from a colleague who called me, Jonan, we have some work here, we have some business opportunity here. Do you know anyone who can take it on? My colleague asked me, not because he knew I was dealing in that business, but just because he thought I could have someone who was dealing in that business. He asked me, Jonan, do you know anyone who deals in such a business? And my reply was, yes, I do, and let me get back to you. The first thing that came to my mind is, there is this opportunity. What does it take to do this kind of job, to do this kind of opportunity? I was not experienced in that area. I had not done that job, but being alert, it sounded so familiar. It was not sophisticated. It didn't need rocket science to be done. So I asked myself, what does it take to do this kind of work? It was a supply. I was going to supply the company with some products, with actually milk. So I told him, friend, I can take on this kind of job. I can take on this kind of job. I'd never done this job before. I didn't have any previous experience. Just because an opportunity presented itself, I had to be alert enough to know how to seize it and take it on. Now, some of you guys have been waiting for centuries, have been waiting for years to get ready to do business, to get ready to do a particular kind of business, to start an entity. You're getting capital, you're writing proposals, you're doing research, you're analyzing, you're checking, you're comparing. For how long will you do that? For how long will you do that? Some of the things you have to learn them along the way. As you're doing business, you have to learn the things along the way. You will not have the end at the start. You could have the picture, you could have the vision, you could have the image, but you cannot have the end at the start. Some of the things you have to learn them along the way. You have to learn the things along the way, some of them. So take on that job and then learn along the way. You could have seen an opportunity, and just because you did not have perhaps a particular qualification, you say, let me not apply. Yet the additional thing is just an essential. It's not an essential, it's just an additional qualification. I didn't take it on just because, there's this small qualification that you need, a certificate maybe in a particular area, but I've not done it. And yet you have that bachelor's or a master that they need. You have the big qualification that they need, the essential qualifications. But just because you do not have the additional, you chicken out. You don't take a step. So the key element number one is to be alert. Can you tick the big boxes? And then you have your ones follow. Can you tick the big boxes? For example, when this opportunity came, I knew milk was readily available. I could get wholesalers, I could get retailers. I didn't even have to do the job myself. Key thing was to engage the companies that deal in that product and see how someone can supply, and I get the difference. And I get the difference. So ask yourself, how many opportunities have passed you by just because you're not alert to take them on? Even after taking the big boxes, you still look at the nitty-gritties that you must have. Guys, let's give God the opportunity to do his miracles. Let's give God the opportunities to perform his miracles. So long as you tick the big boxes that are required, take a step of faith. Take a step of faith to start that company. Take a step of faith to apply for that job. Take a step of faith to apply for that contract, to bid for that business. You might not be as big, you might not be as experienced, but take a step of faith and trust the Lord to lead you through. Now, this is not to advise you to be reckless or not to do your homework. The second thing you have to look at is to do your homework. Do your homework. Understand what is needed. What does this that I have relate to what is needed? If they are specifying a particular product they want supplied, have I supplied in any area before? Do I have colleagues who have supplied before? Can I benchmark from the experience? In case I get this contract, where do I start from? You do not do your homework after you've gotten the contract. You don't do your homework after you've gotten a job. This is like preparation for a job interview. You have to prepare in advance. You have to look at the job description of what is required and how it relates to your qualifications. If they say they need a qualification in maybe standards formulations, can you look it up? What is in there? What is in there? What can I learn? Can you read from each items of the job descriptions? Can you study that contract? Can you study that bid document of what is required? What is required? Do your homework. So you do not learn on job just because you've been given a contract. But the company wants the supply. You have to actually supply. You're not going to get the contract and then you start dilly-dallying when you've not established the contacts, when you do not know where the product is coming from, the quality of the product, the frequency, how consistent you're going to supply. Can you bank tone to be given another contract in another company? So have you done your homework? Before you ask a colleague to recommend you, have you done your homework? Can you over-deliver? Borrowing this word from a colleague. Can you over-deliver? And you cannot over-deliver if you've not done your homework. You first do your homework, then you can over-deliver. Because you have to have an experience. You have to have knowledge of that work. You have to have knowledge of that business opportunity. So, and you can learn. It's not an invention. Someone has done it before. So can you learn from them? Can you learn from them? The other key thing you have to look at is to act as soon as possible. You have to be very, very swift, very, very swift to act, to take a step. You have to be very, very swift. When my colleague gave me a call, it was actually a weekend as a country. I told him, friend, I can deliver on that. And by Monday, I was set to act. If they needed documents, I had to start following them up. I had to start looking them up. This step helps you not to suffer from analysis paralysis. You analyze, check this. By the time a company sources for work or for business or advertises for an opportunity, it means it needs that service done. It does not need more time wasted before you take a step. This is a competition. You're not the only person. You might not even be the best qualified person to deliver on that service. You might not be the best qualified person for that particular job. But you have to be alert. You have to take a step. You have to be swift, as quick as possible. If the job advert says 30th, why do you wait for 30th August to apply? Why do you act on the deadline? What if the numbers reach before 30th August? But even then, what if something happens in the last day? It's a common trait. We usually wait for last hour. Some of us, it has become a habit. It has become a lifestyle. You're always waiting for the last hour. Even while you're studying, in exams, you'd read last hour. This might not apply in business. You might not have to wait for last hour to act. You might not have to wait for last hour to act. So long as the opportunity is available, act on that opportunity. Don't wait for the last hour to act on that opportunity. You have to act now. If it's applying for that job, even if you failed on 10 jobs, apply again. Act now. Even if you bidded for several contracts and it needs bidding again, bid. Act now. It means applying for that scholarship and you failed out on maybe 100 scholarships, apply for that 101 scholarship. Act now. It doesn't cost you a thing. No one is going to penalize you. No one is going to punish you. No one. You won't lose a thing. And as I've always shared, if something is worth committing your time, then you had better give it your best. If you're committing time to do something, then you had better give it your best. Or you do not commit at all. Guys, half-baked commitment is not of the Lord. You either commit or you do not commit at all. Learn to say no. If you know this is not in your area, cancel it out. Don't do half of that. But if you want to go for it full swing. Give it your best. Give it your best thought. Give it your best read. If it's an interview. Redo yourself, record yourself, relearn, read, present. You could even organize your small family, your small nuclear family, and present to them before the job interview. You could even present to them before a pitch, a business pitch, if you have a business presentation. That's it. That's an effort, and you will be awarded for that. Given this competition, you might even get a job because of that. You may get that contract because of that. So you have to act. Be swift to act. Don't wait for but, don't wait for what. Be swift to act. You not wait to tick all the boxes to get started, to get moving. Act now. Things change. As you're waiting, someone else might come up with something better. Business climates change. Business is a dynamic. So that's why you need to act now. That's why you need to act now. It might take long to get that opening again in your industry, in your area, in your profession. Similar opportunity might take a while to show up. That's why it's required of you to act now. The detail on that job could be learnt along the way. If it's a particular qualification, if it's a certificate, you can enroll as you're working. You can learn on job. Do you ever realize that you can be given an opportunity to actually even present, an opportunity to express yourself, but just because you had little faith, you did not even prepare, and you just entered the interview haphazardly, and just enter a business pitch opportunity haphazardly, and you cannot even explain the business you're going to deliver on. You cannot even explain your service you're going to render. It's unfortunate. It's not of God. So colleagues, as we look out for those opportunities, how prepared are we? Are we postponing? Are we living in the world of postponement? For how long are you going to postpone? Do you know how many opportunities you've missed just because you've been postponing? Do you know how many scholarships you've missed because you've not tried even to apply? Do you know how many business opportunities you've missed out? Just because you've not taken a step of faith. I've seen in some areas where even the turn-up is almost zero because people are fearing business. So after acting now, you have to formalize. If there's something you did not do, you did not know, before you got that job. After getting it, now it's time to formalize. If it is a qualification you committed on to acquire after getting the job, go for it. If you convinced during the job interview and said, I'm going to acquire this qualification after acquiring this job, go for that qualification. Don't postpone. If you got that business before maybe getting a certificate of incorporation, certificate of registration, go for that. Register your company, formalize it. Formalize it. Because now the business you anticipated, you've acquired it, you've got it. So what next? Are you going to behave the same way when another opportunity shows up? It will be a disgrace. We should learn from experiences. If you prayed to God and you got that opportunity and you had not registered your company perhaps, now it's time to register it as you do the work. Now it's time to get it organized as you do the work. I previously shared on formalizing our businesses. Because you do not know that business you've got, you might get a referral. Are you going to fidget again? Some companies are very strict. A mere qualification, a mere small thing can actually get you off the list. It can get you off. It can get you off the list. Are you going to explain the same thing if an opportunity shows up? If you get a referral, it will be a disappointment. If I refer you once and you don't seize that opportunity, then my efforts to refer you might get diminished, or even they might get done. I might find it hard to refer you again. If I look up for a job opportunity for you and you don't prepare accordingly and you miss out on it, it might be tricky for me as well to refer you again. It can even cause me to doubt your competencies. Because something that you want, you give it your best. And if you commit time on something, you had better do your best. Do as if that opportunity will never come again. The efforts that you give a business worth $1 million should be the same effort you give business worth $100. Sometimes we tend to undermine. This is small business, even if I lost it, I wouldn't mind. No. You don't know what potential that opportunity has. It's all business. You don't know what it holds. It could be a game changer. It could earn you a referral for a bigger opportunity. It could earn you a referral for a bigger opportunity. So the efforts that you commit for a job worth 100,000 should be the same efforts that you commit to bid for a job worth 50 million or 100 million Ugandan shillings. Guys, let's not undermine opportunities. Let's not look down on opportunities. Even if you're making a difference of 20,000 or 30,000, it still counts. It does a big thing. It matters a lot, especially in business. It matters a lot. Next time it will be 1 million shillings. Next time it will be 10 billion shillings that you'll undermine. Because if the company is worth billions of money, or if business is worth billions of money, you may tend to undermine maybe 100,000 or 1 million. But it keeps scaling up as you go up. And compounding, it becomes huge. Compounding, it becomes huge. So, if you get that business opportunity, as you committed yourself that you'll improve here and there, could you commit your word and improve? Could you consistently improve? Could you keep improving, continuous improvement on your business, on your delivery? When I got this opportunity, I had to look for the best of the best to deliver the best of the best, even if it's small, even if I was getting a small margin. But that was a good contact for me to scale up, which now leads me to the last step, scaling up. The big picture that you had while taking that opportunity is what will inform you scaling up. If you had minimized yourself to that small one opportunity, it's unfortunate. You have a big picture. As you take up that small opportunity, do you know the potential it has to you? Through a referral, through acquainting you to know how to do business, so that you can actually bid for bigger businesses. Can you compete with the big boys in the industry after some time? You can't keep that small. But you have to have a picture of the big picture at the start of the business. You have to have the micro, the macro, as you're doing the micro, the small one. And you cannot consistently keep that small. You have to scale up. Thank God you've got that opportunity. Are you comfortable there? Can you keep trying other opportunities? Can you try scaling up? Can you pitch here and there? To grow in business, you have to keep on the edge. You have to keep on the edge. You have to keep aspiring for more. You have to keep aspiring for more. If you got a business worth 10 million or 5 million, it's now time to look for business worth 50 million. You can't keep there. Even a child comes from scrolling to walking to running to adulthood. There are stages of growth. I shared previously in my sharing. Stages of growth. You can't keep at infancy stage. For how long are you going to keep there? When are you going to realize the goal of employing 500 people that the Lord has prepared for you? When? But you cannot scale up when you've not formalized your thing, when you've not formalized your business. You cannot scale up when you've not gotten your house in order, or else you struggle and collapse. You look up my recording on stages of growth from infancy to adolescence to maturity, stepwise. And this keeps you on the edge. As you achieve this level, as you attain this level, strive for more. Strive for more. Comfort is of the devil. Don't get comfortable with that small size. Yearn for more, yearn for more. Have that zeal. Take that step of faith. Keep on keeping on. Colleagues, even after failing once, twice, keep on keeping on. It didn't work out, yes, granted, but it could work out later on. It could work out later on. It's not a straightforward thing that you just go first time and achieve it. No. You just have to keep pushing, keep moving, keep moving. So I want to summarize the 5 steps. One is to be alert for the opportunities not to pass you by. For the business opportunities not to pass you by. For a job not to pass you by. Be alert. 2, do your homework. Get ready. Because the opportunity comes to the prepared. You don't fidget when the opportunity shows up. 3, act now. When the opportunity shows up, if the job opportunity shows up, if the business opportunity shows up, Act now. Some of the things might not be in order, but act now. You'll organize them along the way as you progress. The rest you learn on job, act now. The fourth one, formalize. Now, after getting that job, after getting that business opportunity, it's time to formalize. It's time to improve. The areas which were not good, it's time to improve. So that when something shows up in the future, similar job shows up in the future, you're at a better position to take it on. You're at a better position to compete. You're at a better position. You have an edge. And finally, scale up. Don't keep at that level. Aim for higher levels. Aim for a higher level. Aim for a higher position. Work for it. If you're at a senior level, if you're at an officer level, aim for a higher level. And you cannot just aim for. You have to learn. You have to skill up yourself. You have to get what is required, what it takes to perform, to deliver on that job. I see my time is fast spent. I thank you so much. Take action, those 5 key things, and the Lord will get you to another level. Thank you so much. You can look up my videos on YouTube, or you can also check on our website, www.jonakiholdings.com. Thank you for tuning in this evening, and God richly bless you.